Here are the top posts from TooAfraidToAsk on the 17th of October 2019.
3-methylpentane. Do you ever get caught off guard hypothesizing what would happen, how you would feel if your close family died suddenly in a tragedy?
Pink Peddler. I catch myself imagining what would happen if my mother passed, and how I would have to help my dad sorting everything and what would need to be taken care of. I love my mother. I would never want this to happen, but I think it's like a fear thing, and my desperate need to be organized and prepared for everything.
Horatio the Punk. Yes, I also have been afraid to ask this.
I heart gummy beaches. Wait, not everyone does this constantly?
Awkward Sloth 2. Is it normal to feel like you no longer feel like your old self and genuinely don't know what you like or have a passion for?
Chenzo 17. Yay, because you go through phases in life and are constantly reinventing yourself.
Lord Snuffington. Completely. It's not bad to grow and develop new interests and even to be confused during the process. Don't be hard on yourself and don't get discouraged. Explore anything that interests you, and if it doesn't keep your attention, move on. Eventually you'll find your passion and possibly unlock your hidden talent. Don't give up. Merkin 69. Yeah, looking back, anything beyond about 5 years ago seems like I'm remembering a totally different person. Although I do always feel like my likes and passions have only changed slightly.
Tata 49. Gina Rodriguez is a Latino woman who rapped the N-word because it was in a song. Latino male rappers do it all the time even when they are not black. What's the issue? Manson family. People listening to Latino rap don't care about the N-word being dropped. People watching Gina Rodriguez shit do. Sierra Daraka. I honestly think her apology after the fact is what is really upsetting people.
Carly Rodriguez 8. I love Gina, but apparently people were upset because she said some pretty bad shit about the black community in the past. I don't want to look it up because I'm black and love her and would rather be ignorant about to. TBH. Username I would regret. Why were Europeans the only ones to evolve with different hair and eye colors? Void Genesis. Blue eyes can apparently be traced back to a single mutant individual 6 to 10,000 years ago. The only possible way the mutation spread so quickly is due to sexual selection. People thought it was sexy and spread it around. Maybe a weirdo with red eyes will pop up someday and the pattern will repeat.
Panzerkampfwagen. There's Australian Aboriginal and Polynesian populations with blonde hair, for instance.
Nulla Gravida. All those other eye colors didn't evolve out of brown. They were always there. The brown just covered them up. What evolved was that in areas with less sun, where people were farming instead of eating wild foods rich in vitamin D, the tannest people died first, and the ones whose skin was light enough to allow vitamin D in lived. Over time, populations living in these areas got lighter, not just on their skin, but in other places too. The dark brown color of eyes diminished to reveal what color the irises are. A range of gold, gray, blue and green, depending on reflective structures and amount of fat. The dark brown pigment of the hair diminished to reveal various levels of the other pigment, which is red. Those other colors were, and are, still there. We just can't see them in people who are wearing nature's sunblock.
Drought 90. Why aren't any other countries stepping up to help the Kurds if they are all condemning Trump for pulling out?
Dr. Weirdo. Well, look at it this way. The only way to help the Kurds in any other way than strongly protesting the Turkish move would be considered an act of war. Economic sanctions. Active war. If the Turkish government deems it so. You want to supply the Kurds with weapons? Active war. Send military advisors? Active war. You want to send troops in? Active war. Obviously.
DOOMZ. The only reason U.S. Democrats oppose it is because DJT is the one that did it. It has to be one of the only times in recent history Democrats opposed pulling out troops, acting as a police force, out of foreign lands. Panzerkampfwagen. By the time they got troops over there, it'd all be over. It's not something you can do in days. That kind of thing takes months of planning and prep. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.